Have you ever wondered why the seasons change, why the world turns from a vibrant garden to a stark landscape and then blooms back to life again? This fascinating dance of nature, the ebb and flow of life itself, isn't just a scientific phenomenon. It's a tale as old as time, woven into the very fabric of ancient Greek mythology. It's in this realm of gods and goddesses that we find our protagonist, Demeter, the deity who holds sway over these natural cycles. In the heart of Greek mythology, this cycle of life, death, and rebirth is embodied by the goddess Demeter. Demeter, the Greek goddess of the harvest, was one of the most adored deities of the ancient world. Revered for her connection to the earth and its bounty, Demeter held sway over the cycles of life and death, growth and decay. Her domain was not just the fields of wheat and barley, but the entire natural world, its many seasons, and the fertile soil that sustained all life. The daughter of Titans Cronus and Rhea, Demeter was born into a powerful lineage. Her siblings, mighty in their own rights, included Zeus, the king of the gods, Poseidon, the lord of the seas, and Hades, the ruler of the underworld. Yet it was Demeter's own children who would define her most compelling narratives. Her most famous child, Persephone, shared a bond with her mother that was as profound as it was tragic. Persephone, the beautiful maiden of spring, was the light of Demeter's life. Their relationship was a symbol of the intrinsic connection between motherhood and nature, a testament to the cycles of birth, growth, and renewal. Yet, this bond would also bring about the world's first winter. When Persephone was abducted by Hades and taken to the underworld, Demeter's grief was so profound that the world itself withered. The once verdant fields turned barren, the trees shed their leaves, and the earth entered a period of mourning. This was the first autumn, and it was followed by the first winter, a time of lifeless stillness reflecting Demeter's sorrow. It was only the return of Persephone from the underworld that brought about the rejuvenation of the earth. With her daughter by her side once more, Demeter allowed the world to bloom again, marking the arrival of the first spring. Through the tale of Demeter and Persephone, we see the powerful influence of maternal love and the cyclical nature of life. Her love for her daughter Persephone was so strong that it would shape the very nature of the world. One of the most famous myths involving Demeter is the abduction of her daughter Persephone by Hades, the god of the underworld. Persephone, the radiant maiden, was gathering flowers in a sunlit meadow when the earth beneath her feet suddenly split open. From the yawning chasm, Hades emerged in his chariot, drawn by black horses. With a swift motion, he swept Persephone into his arms and plunged back into the depths of the underworld. The meadow sealed shut, leaving no trace of the terrifying event. Demeter, unaware of her daughter's fate, was consumed by panic and despair. She lit torches and roamed the earth day and night, her anguished cries echoing through the valleys and mountains. Her heart was heavy with grief, and the earth responded in kind. The once verdant fields turned barren, trees shed their leaves, and flowers wilted. The world was caught in the grip of an unending chill, a reflection of the icy dread that had settled in Demeter's heart. The goddess of the harvest, in her profound sorrow, refused to bless the earth with fertility. Crops failed and famine spread across the land. This was not a mere season of decay, it was the world's first winter, a manifestation of a mother's despair over her lost child. Yet, even in her grief, Demeter did not cease her search. She wandered through cities and across wilderness, disguised in the form of an old woman. Her journey took her to the city of Eleusis, where she revealed herself and was welcomed with open arms. But her heart remained heavy, her mind occupied with the whereabouts of her beloved daughter. Demeter's despair was so profound that it resonated through the cosmos, reaching the ears of the sun god Helios. He who sees all revealed the truth of Persephone's abduction. Armed with this knowledge, Demeter's resolve hardened. She would not rest until her daughter was returned to her. So distraught was Demeter that the world mirrored her sorrow, and thus the first winter came to pass. As Demeter searched for her daughter, the world suffered, but a compromise was to come. In her despair, Demeter, the goddess of the harvest, neglected her duties. The earth became barren, and the once lush and fertile lands were blanketed in an eternal winter. The cries of the starving mortals reached the ears of Zeus, the king of the gods. Unable to ignore their pleas any longer, Zeus intervened. He ordered Hades, the god of the underworld, to release Persephone. However, Hades was cunning. Before Persephone left the underworld, he tricked her into eating pomegranate seeds. According to the laws of the fates, anyone who consumed food or drink in the underworld was doomed to spend eternity there. Persephone had eaten 4 seeds, and thus she was bound to return to the underworld for 4 months each year. Zeus, caught between his brother Hades and his sister Demeter, sought a compromise. He decreed that Persephone would spend 2/3 of the year with her mother and the remaining third in the underworld with Hades. Demeter, though not entirely content, agreed to the arrangement. She knew that she could not defy the will of Zeus, and at least she would have her beloved daughter with her for most of the year. This agreement led to the cycle of the seasons. When Persephone was with her mother, Demeter would make the earth bloom with joy. This period marked the spring and summer seasons, but when Persephone returned to Hades, Demeter would once again succumb to her grief, and the earth would wither and die, marking the autumn and winter seasons. In this way, the ancient Greeks explained the changing of the seasons, the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The story of Demeter and Persephone is a poignant reminder of a mother's love, the inevitability of change, and the hope of renewal. And so, with Persephone's return, spring came and the world bloomed once again. Demeter's myths are stories of love, loss, and rebirth. But what does this mean in the grand scheme of Greek mythology? Demeter, the goddess of the harvest and agriculture, held a vital role in ancient Greek society. Her influence transcended the realm of myths and permeated the lives of the people who depended on the fertility of the land for their survival. But her significance goes beyond just being a deity of grain and growth. In the tale of Demeter and Persephone, we see a reflection of human emotions in divine form. The profound grief Demeter experiences upon losing her daughter to the underworld mirrors the universal human experience of loss, and yet her joy upon Persephone's return is equally profound, illustrating the jubilation that comes with reunion. These stories, while divine in their origin, echo the cycle of human life: loss, grief, acceptance, and ultimately rebirth. They speak to the heart of the human condition, embodying experiences that are fundamentally relatable to us all. Demeter's influence also extends to the natural world. Her story is a metaphor for the changing seasons. When Persephone is in the underworld, Demeter's grief is so profound that the earth becomes barren and cold, reflecting the harshness of winter. Yet when Persephone returns, Demeter's joy brings about the rebirth of nature, symbolizing the arrival of spring. This cyclical pattern of death in winter and rebirth in spring mirrors the cycle of life and death that we all experience. It's a reminder that even in the face of loss, there is always the promise of renewal. So when we talk about Demeter's role in Greek mythology, we're not just talking about a goddess of the harvest, we're talking about a deity that embodies the human experiences of grief and joy, of death and rebirth. We're talking about a goddess whose influence can be seen in the natural world, in the changing seasons, and in the cycle of life itself. In Demeter, we see a reflection of our own experiences, the cyclical nature of life and the enduring power of a mother's love. Demeter's influence extends beyond the ancient world and into our modern understanding of nature and the seasons. The goddess of the harvest, who presided over grains and the fertility of the earth, has left a mark that transcends time. Her legacy is woven into the fabric of our culture, influencing art, literature, and even our everyday language. The term cereal, for instance, is derived from Ceres, the Roman equivalent of Demeter, a nod to her dominion over grain. Demeter's narrative has been a fountain of inspiration for countless artists and writers over centuries, her tale embodying themes of love, loss, and rebirth. From ancient pottery depicting her relentless search for Persephone to modern interpretations in poetry and prose, the essence of Demeter continues to resonate. In the realm of culture, her influence is palpable. Seasonal festivals around the globe echo the ancient Eleusinian mysteries, a celebration of the Demeter-Persephone myth. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth central to her story is echoed in the cyclical nature of agricultural societies and their respect for the land. Moreover, in our efforts to understand the natural world, we often turn to the allegorical wisdom of mythology. The changing seasons, the ebb and flow of life, these aren't just meteorological phenomena. They're part of a larger narrative, a testament to Demeter's enduring influence. Even today, as we watch the seasons change, we can see the hand of Demeter guiding the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. As we bring this exploration of Demeter and her enduring influence to a close, it's clear that her story is more than just a tale from ancient Greece. It's a narrative that continues to shape our understanding of the world around us, reminding us of the cyclical nature of life and the enduring power of love and determination. If you've enjoyed this journey into Greek mythology, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We delve into fascinating topics like this regularly, shedding light on the stories and figures that have shaped human culture and thought. Whether you're a mythology enthusiast or a curious learner, there's always something new to discover. So stay tuned for more intriguing tales from history, mythology, and beyond. Remember, every like, share, and comment helps us bring more such enriching content your way. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep growing. This is your guide through the realm of knowledge, signing off.